Greetings, everyone. This is Jeff Wilkerson, Professor of Physics at Luther College, bringing you the next in our series of what to look for in the night sky. We're talking about the week of September 25th, 2023 this time, so we'll roll over into October as we go through this. This is a moon week, right? We start the week with the moon almost full, 90% full, and late in the week it's gone through full and it's back to 90% full. A lot of moon this week. Hard to see other things, but the moon will make some interesting pairings with planets as it goes through there, and it's a chance for us to look at the planets there a little bit. So let's start with Saturn. So on the evening of the 26th, as it gets dark, Saturn will be well up in the sky already, and the moon will be nearby. So the moon will sit about 90% full. The moon will sit just below Saturn in the sky, so you'll see Saturn as a little yellowish dot above the moon. Be sure to check that out on Tuesday evening. Now, on the night of the 30th into the morning of the 1st, later in the week, so we're talking about all the way into the weekend now, the moon will have gone through full, and we'll be back waning away, about as full as you saw it on Tuesday night, but waning now, and the moon will be sitting above, north, and to the west of Jupiter. By the next night, it will have slipped past Jupiter to the east. So this is a good chance to watch the moon move. If you get a chance, this would be a fun exercise. If you're out watching the sky and you've got a good night and you want to just spend a little bit of time observing things, this is a good chance to watch the moon actually make this progress across here. So Jupiter, this region of the sky rises not long after dark. So the full moon's up pretty much the whole night, that it's the whole darkness. And so it's not going to take very long for the moon to rise right here. And if you wanted to sit and watch this, it'll be up the rest of the night. And so watch this the entire night and take pictures. Wonderful time exposure pictures. You're going to show the moon moving relative to Jupiter this way, just with your cell phone, right? If you just go out every 20 minutes, every 20 minutes and take a picture of the moon and Jupiter with your cell phone, you can probably get a nice movie made of the moon sliding across relative to Jupiter. Send it to me. Let me see it. I think that would be great to see. By the next night, the moon is all the way over here east of Jupiter and is moving away and waning away further. So by the time we think about the following week, which is already going to be into October 2nd, when we think about making this little film for us next week, the moon, by the end of that week, the moon will have faded enough we can start to look for some deep sky objects and such again. Now, as we get past midnight, hopefully you've had a chance. In the morning sky, Venus is very high in the morning sky and big and beautiful and bright looking east in the morning. So you get out at 4 o'clock and you see Venus climbing into the sky. Probably before that, 3:30, you're seeing Venus climb into the sky. Biggest, brightest thing glowing in the eastern sky. Right now, when you start the week here on the 26th in the morning, so this is the morning of the 26th, so we're talking about Tuesday morning here, Venus is going to look like this. We've got a triangle here with bright star Regulus, the brightest star in Leo, and Castor and Pollux, the twin stars in Gemini, up this direction. So we make a sort of triangle that way, and it's about 10 degrees. Venus is about 10 degrees below and west, south and west of Regulus, and Castor and Pollux are 30 degrees up and west of Venus. So you've got this triangle that looks like that. Now Venus is on the move. Venus is always on the move. We see it moving pretty rapidly against the background stars, much more rapidly than the other planets, except Mercury. And so Venus is closing in on Regulus, so that by the time you get to the morning of the 1st, Sunday morning out there, October 1st, Venus will have gone from 10 degrees away from Regulus to 7 degrees away from Regulus. It will be less than 3/4, about 2/3 of the distance of the way where it started the week. So this is another great exercise. You want to make a little film? Shoot a picture of Venus and Regulus every night. Now, if you're like I am, you're probably not going to have clear skies every night. But if you have clear skies every morning, you get out there and shoot that picture of Regulus and Venus and watch Venus go tuk, 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 close that distance right down. So that by the end of the week, on this morning of the 1st, Venus is sitting right next to a star, a 3.5 magnitude star. Pretty good bright star. You should be able to see it without any optical aid. The moon is still far enough away on this morning over by Jupiter that I don't think it'll be washing the sky out that much that you can't see it. If you can't see it, binoculars are going to make it pop right out at 3.5 magnitude. if the sky's too bright because of the moon, that's going to do it. That's Omicron Leonis. And so Venus is just going to keep closing. So, we're ending this on the 1st because, first, the 2nd, the 3rd, we're moving into next week a little bit for the next video. But we'll pick it up next week when we look at this because Venus is closing right down on Omicron Leonis. So there's another great video for you to shoot, a series of pictures to watch Venus close right on this relatively bright star as it's doing this. So this is what we got this week. We're going to pay attention to the moon and the planets. I think Venus is probably the star of the week, well, the morning star of the week. And so we've got Venus with Regulus and Castor and Pollux. It's fun to think about. These are stars, especially Regulus. These are stars of late winter and early spring. And here we are in the fall. We're just turning the calendar to October, and we see them in the morning sky. We beat this drum all the time, how the coupled rotation and orbit of the Earth allows you in one night, as we rotate around, to see a big chunk of the sky, enough so that even if you've been watching the sky forever like I have, it can still sort of surprise you. It's still kind of fun to see these stars of spring showing up in the early morning sky of September and October here. So Venus is going to be closing on Regulus a little bit and really closing on Omicron Leonis. Check that out, but don't miss the moon sliding by Saturn and Jupiter this week. As always, everybody, thanks for watching, and we hope you have some clear skies. If you need rain like we need rain, hope you get rain, but I hope you have some clear skies as well and can get out and enjoy these things a little bit, and we'll have something new for you next week.